It's Toya T.
And Big Keys.
And we're on location downtown Fort Wayne at Fortezza Coffee.
And Chapman's Brewery.
And we are whining about love.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to be bearing about love today.
And I'm going to have like a latte.
So she's going to be latteing about love. So that means she's probably not going to be telling the truth.
I am going to tell the whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
Yes. So what you got for me? Like, what are we doing today?
All right, today I want to say, man, downtown Fort Wayne, it's really picking up, man. I'm really liking the scene. I'm liking the ambiance.
The atmosphere,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
aesthetics.
Yes, man, the aesthetics, the athletics.
The athletics?
Yeah.
Well, there are some new gyms around here.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm about to say the Skyline Gym and everything's around there. But no, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about going through the motions. Like when you are in a relationship and you're just going through the motions, and I want to know, why do people kind of continue to do that when you already know that pretty much that relationship is over with?
So why do you like just hang on? I think that has a lot of layers to it. And the number one thing is security, because people get used to a certain routine.
Right.
Like I think there's sometimes people get used to, like, there's this normalcy of chaos. So they get used to the you know.
That's like when you got a messy room or a messy desk, and you be like, when they get cleaned up, you can't find nothing.
Right. Exactly. It's the exact same thing.
Funny on that. What you mean?
No, but it's real.
Oh, wow.
Like, you know, sometimes this person can only find where it is, and no matter what the clutter. And so that's how the relationship becomes. No matter how cluttered it is, and disheveled that it can be, you're used to it, so you go through the motions of it. And you know, day to day, things can get pretty routine, and you get in that routine and you get stuck. But how do you get out of it? What do you do from there?
I think it can be hard, seriously. I think it can be hard, especially depending on what type of person you are and what type of personality you have. If you have a very, I hope I'm saying like passive aggressive. What that mean before I use it?
Passive aggressive is, it's funny though, I looked this up today online, but passive aggressive is when you don't really say exactly what you mean.
Right.
So your demeanor is a lot more reserved, but aggressive, like you really mean that. Like you really are doing the little shake, you know? So that's why at first, it's kind of alarming, because you're like, wait a minute, was that a jab? That's what passive aggressive means.
So that means that's like a passive aggressive person if they're like that? Is that like the...
Well, there are some people who are passive aggressive, and that's just their personalities. But I think at times we all can be passive aggressive, just because you may not want to blow up the spot. You may not be ready to confront the situation, especially in a relationship. You may know that it's a holiday time and you don't want to go through, you know, what really made you mad, knowing that you got to go sit down in front of the family.
Right.
And you don't want it all aired out. So you may be a little bit more passive, but still say what you need to say. But it's not being really honest.
All right, Toya T, here's my first question.
Yes.
Do you know the difference between a side chick and a main chick? Do you know the difference? Because a lot of women got it confused on what it is.
Oh, there's a definition.
There is a definition. There is, and it's in the dictionary too.
I want to hear your definition.
Of what?
Because I can give mine.
Okay. Let me tell you. See, there's the main chick right here, and then there's the side chick. And when you put those together, that's Captain Planet. You know what I'm saying? Like Captain Planet and all the heart water. You know what I'm saying? All of them combined, it makes the perfect woman. That's what makes her a side chick. See, the main chick can never be the side chick, because the side chick is everything that the main chick isn't. So, for instance, if he don't like your chicken, he love her chicken. You see what I'm saying?
So it's kind of like the whole 80-20
It's
rule.
like filling in the pieces. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like the pieces of the puzzle come together, and we add the side chick, and that's what some men become happy when they got both.
But why even get into that? How do you even know that you can get that other 20% from somebody else?
Well, have you ever tasted dry chicken and with no seasoning on it? I'm just saying, like, when you got a woman that can't cook, and this one you're supposed to be with
Learn
forever.
how to make your own.
I'm just saying, she might add her 17 ingredients might be different. And you might only have 15. You might be missing about 2 ingredients, but sometimes that's worth going over. You ain't good at lasagna. She's great at it. You know what I'm saying? Your greens, you put your greens on too long, and they be all soggy, and hers be just perfect.
Honestly, what it is, we're gonna get to the truth of it because, I'm gonna tell the whole truth about that whole situation.
Okay.
It's just a selfish act. It's completely selfish. When someone is cheating and that kind of thing, it's just a selfish act. You're not thinking about that other person. You are
Right.
fully thinking just about yourself, your wants, and your needs. And you're not even giving the other person maybe the opportunity to fill in the blanks.
Now let me say this. I wasn't really saying that I encourage for this to happen. I was just trying to give it more of a breakdown for some of the main chicks out there that don't understand why Clarence keep going back over there to Sheila. Your seasoning ain't right. That's what's wrong. You ain't putting the right pizzazz on your macaroni and cheese. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cheesy enough. And sometimes that's all it takes for a brother to be swayed, and women know that. Women know how to come, and she brought that good macaroni to that potluck, and you're like, I'm gonna try this. Who made this macaroni? And it was Sheila over there in the corner. She's like, hey, she put that magic on it.
And that is why you don't allow anyone else to make his plate, okay? You go and make that plate. You're thirsty, you're hungry, you're good. That's why it's a little problem if your little cousin Nene want to go and, sashay and say you need something else. No, he's good. You got it. So I do understand what you're saying because there's a flip side of that. Because there's always the counter.
You might be right.
There's always a counter because there are some people that don't cut the grass.
You're right about that.
They do not cut the grass. They'd rather, pay somebody else to do it and that kind of thing. But she can be looking for someone who waters the lawn, who plants flowers.
The rain water the lawn. I know what you mean water the lawn.
And that's why nobody, you gonna eat that craft from the box if she give it to you. All of these are metaphors to say, take care of your own grass and learn how to cook.
Or somebody else will. Somebody else will come over there and take care of the grass. But no, seriously though, women, y'all need to know that. Just like she said too with that, seriously, main chicks, you should be making your man's plate. You don't make his plate, Sheila gonna make that plate at work on that potluck, and she gonna put some of that good tuna salad, some fruit salad. She might make some little good fruit salad or something, and she gonna put him a little special to-go bag to go too. She gonna have a little to-go waiting on him. Be like, thank you, Sheila. He gonna get home tearing that He ain't gonna share that macaroni with you either.
First off, he's not gonna bring it to the house.
You're right. He ain't gonna share it.
You can't bring anybody else's Tupperware into the house. Let's just go ahead and say that because women know what's in their cabinets.
They sure
so
do.
You cannot bring, even if it's an old Betty Crocker
Philadelphia cream cheese,
Cool Whip, whatever it is, them lids. We know what don't match.
Pow.
So my question is, we talked about having the whole side chick and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So what do you do to not allow that to happen? Especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time and, things kind of get monotonous.
Right.
What is it that you can do, say, how can you make that other person feel like it's new again?
Whew. Well, what you can do is call up your big booty cousin Angela, tell her to come on over and y'all, have twerk practice together, and then I'm just playing, brother would not be looking at you and Angela twerk practicing. No, you know what, I think you have to pay attention. I think in a relationship, you have to consistently pay attention to your other half, you know what I'm saying? You kind of know the things that kind of make them happy, you kind of know the things that kind of get on their nerves, and try to stay out the way in a sense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, women in relationships, y'all know that y'all swerving in that lane. Like,
Hold on, which lane? Let's clarify. Let me talk about that. What lane?
I'm just saying, a brother doing his routine, you know what I'm saying? You met him in his routine, doing his routine, and then one day you just want to come in like, dang, all you do is spend time at so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? Or why you always going, dang, you working over again? You're like, come on, now step. You already know. Yeah, that's the lane. You keep going in my lane. Like, you already know what I do. I was doing this when I met you.
Okay, I understand that.
And I think a lot of times women be trying to get men to change after they've already accepted them for who they are. You know what I'm saying? And that don't always work out well.
I mean, is it really change, or if we're paying attention to each other's needs, those those needs can change too.
Right.
So if that's the case, you know, I definitely agree that you should be attentive. I agree that you should also allow somebody to have their own space.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Space is very important.
But it's very important. However, I think with women, we just want to know what's going on. We don't have to be in your space. We just want to know what's going on. What's wrong with knowing what's going on?
Because y'all don't understand, to know or to want to know or to ask us what's going on is actually in the space. You see what I'm saying? Like, you in the space. Hello, we said we just needed this little painted space. You want to jump in, so what your space doing? Like, it's my space.
Right, but if you don't know, like, how do you know things are going wrong if they don't tell you and talk to you because they're in their space? Like, how do you differentiate from space to an actual need?
Well, I think space is kind of drawn at the very beginning of a relationship. We kind of know that, hey,
No, because when it's new in the beginning, you're usually going to be buying. You don't care if it takes whatever. If you sleep, the text come in when you sleep. No, I ain't sleeping. It don't matter what time it is. What you doing? I was waiting on you. That's at 3 o'clock in the morning. Don't matter. So that's not necessarily the case.
But if you was waiting at 3 o'clock in the morning when that text came in, then
you could be
so why, when we in a relationship and you get that same text at 3 o'clock in the morning, now it's like, oh, so you out to 3 o'clock in the morning now? Like, why you want to change the game up? That's all I'm saying.
Because we've grown together.
Yeah, you
all right,
grown.
We have expectations.
To scooch on in my space, and scooch on in my space, and next thing you know, we like this. Ain't no space between us.
Oh,
and that's when the
like
friction. And that's when the friction comes. See, look, that's when the friction comes.
But we like this space.
That's when the friction comes. That's why even when I'm in a relationship, listen, this serious. Even when I'm in a relationship, sometimes I put that secrecy pillow in the middle. Sometimes, like when we laying down, I just take the pillow and kind of just block us off. You know what I'm saying? Just
is that what that is?
Yeah, I just need just a little bit of wiggle room.
It's a domain
issue. That's the space. And guess what? I wake up in the morning, you done rolled over and just crushed all the space. You still all the way on my side. I'm halfway off the bed. You ain't pay attention to the river that was in front of you. You done swam through the river and then caught me on the other side. Wasn't even a bridge there for you to cross, and somehow
this is so disappointing.
I'm just telling y'all that sometimes we just want a little space, and it would be nice if we can get it without having to get the third degree about why we need it.
Fine. Give y'all space.
That's all we need, sister. Just a little
Just don't be, we need our space.
We get it. All right, back to my space.
That's what you say. That's what you say. But when we need our space.
Y'all get y'all space once a month for about 7 to 10 days. We know to stay away. We know exactly what to do. Y'all space is already ordained. The Lord ordained y'all the space. He showed y'all exactly what y'all had to do. We know to stay away.
That's not even fair. Because definitely during that designated space time, you know, we have other needs that need to be attended. We need the space, but we need attention at the same time. Y'all had to figure that out.
We have no idea what that is like, so we like to give you your space so you can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You can have your space so you can take care of your business.
Well, y'all can't have attitudes when we have attitudes during our designated space time.
No, because all you got to do is be like, oh, she go off and you be like, what, this is the 24th. Okay, I got it.
Oh, but that's what you don't do.
Until the 31st, I got it, baby. You can say whatever you want to say.
Because that means that what we're saying has no validity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say, oh, well, it's the, you know, I'm Floyd, she's not gonna, so that's why. Like, no, we may be a little bit more, you know, feely, touchy, emotional, but that's not the reason why. Don't take that away from us. That's just all. I'm just trying to give you some tips. Y'all some tips.
All I'm saying is, for about 7 to 10 days out of every month, give your woman some space. You'll thank me later on that. If you try to fight through them 7 to 10 days, you would never win. Not one argument, not anything. Everything goes her way for just them 7 to 10 days. I got warm from that one. I need a napkin or something.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to Whining About Love. We want to give a big shout out and thank you to the staff and the owner, Sean, of Fortezza Coffee.
And Chapman's Brewery.
Exactly. So
I got it right that time.
You got it right. You got it right. So hit us up. You know where we are.
YouTube, the Facebook page, the Instagram, the IG.
Remember, if you have a question for myself or Keith.
Myself.
we got you covered. Hit us up online, submit your questions. You know, give us something to talk about.
I know, man. We may have an email, pull it out, and be like, "This is from
No,
Luis."
we're gonna keep you. We're gonna keep your business your business.
No, listen. Here's a message from Luis.
Yes, I just want you to tell Charles Gregory Anderson, that if he don't get his butt over here right now, all his clothes gonna be on the porch. Sincerely yours, I can't take it no more.
That would be a good email, though. Wine about love, baby.
We mainly serve specialty coffees, anything from your regular drip black coffee to espresso based like lattes, cappuccinos. We'll do smoothies, iced tea, hot tea, and we also partner up with Chapman's Brewery from Angola, so we're able to serve and fill growlers from Chapman's.
All right. So Chapman's is an Indiana-based brewing company.
Yes.
And but you also offer some other things here outside of that, which I noticed some like great pastries and some chocolate. Tell me about that. Who's your baker?
Well, we bake everything in-house. We'll try to do that as much as we can. So all of our muffins, our scones, things like that. And we also do brunch. It's served from 8 to 2. During the morning, we have like a really good biscuit sandwich, a really good chorizo open-faced sandwich, and every Friday we'll do a Friday special. And we also do the brand's truffles, and that's been really popular, especially with coffee.
Awesome. Now, how long have you been here?
3 years.
3 years in downtown Fort Wayne.
Yes.
So what type of changes are you excited about, especially with the current atmosphere of downtown Fort Wayne?
I think just the community has gotten together, and all the newer announcements like Riverfront, the landing, they're finally going to do something with the landing. And I think the talk of the arena, I'm not sure if I think it's going to be good, but I think they need to solve the parking problems first.
Yeah.
But I think with that, I'm pretty sure the city will have it figured out if that's the direction they're going with. And overall, it's been exciting. You see a lot of younger, especially during the summertime when all the festivals. I think there's at least one festival each week during summer, and you start seeing a lot of younger people hanging out just up and down the street, just with friends or shopping or doing all sorts of stuff. So it's really cool.
Awesome. I saw that was one of the things when I walked in, was a younger crowd kind of hang out here and are able to meet, work, and have coffee.
Yeah.
So you are the master coffee maker. I have heard that not just from your staff here, but also from your patrons. So how did you even get started?
It started from a hobby. I started to learn and enjoy coffee in my mid to late 20s, and from then on, when I started, I guess thinking about my future, what I should do as a career, and started to make more sense that hey, maybe I want to do coffee. And since downtown, it's an up and coming. We've been putting a lot of energy as a city for our downtown, the city center. It makes sense for us to come in, and sure enough, in this 3 years, we've grown quite a bit. We see a lot of changes. We meet new people almost every day, and we're getting more and more visitors, not just locally, but just regionally, nationally, even globally. We started getting a lot of visitors coming into the city. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you link up with Chapman's Brewery?
The founder of Chapman's is actually one of our regulars. And from what he see, what we're doing, and the direction that they're going, we think that craft coffee and craft beer are almost the same crowd. You have we have a lot of businessmen or a lot of business offices, people, lawyers, bankers. They'll come down in the morning and they'll have meeting here, with coffee, and then they'll return in the early afternoon right before they go home. They'll grab a pint of beer or a growler full of beer to take home.
Awesome. That's both worlds, huh?
Yeah, so it kind of fits, and so far it's worked out pretty well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for hosting Wine Go Out Love.
Thanks
we
for
appreciate
coming
your
in.
hospitality and the aesthetics. You have been wonderful.
Thank you.
Someone to care, someone to share. When you're away, to be here for each day, to be loved. Oh, what the feeling to be loved. Just recapping today's show, man. I think we have some very interesting topics. I felt like I was a little bit more serious today than I ever normally are. You know what I'm saying? Usually I always try to find the humor in it, but sometimes, and I've learned this, you gotta know when to be funny and when not to be funny. Everything can't be a joke. Like, if you're one of those people who have a great sense of humor, you gotta find a way to give it a little bit, but not give it too much. Because women really hates a guy that's trying to be funny all the time, like can never take them serious, you know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that the hard way, you know what I'm saying? I get in a relationship, I'll be cracking on my girl all the time, I'll be roasting her feet and her ashy heels and stuff. Like, babe, your heel ashy as hell, you know what I'm saying? I be saying stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I think it's okay. Nothing wrong with having a sense of humor, but you gotta know when to use it and when not to use it. So today I was trying to be a little bit more serious, let you know, ladies, that I have a serious side, ladies, you know what I'm saying? I was trying. Hopefully it worked. Wine About Love in the downtown area. I really liked the location today. Even the fact that we're able to be outside right now and not be actually freezing my balls off. Actually, one ball is frozen, the other one is slushy. So it's Wine About Love, baby.
I think people get bored in relationships. And when boredom comes, generally opportunity. We allow opportunity for other people to invade our space, or at least get our attention. So, you know, we talked about cheating and all of that kind of stuff, or, you know, Sheila making the plate, or, you know, Charles cutting the grass. The thing is that if you don't give it the opportunity, it doesn't give any air. I mean, the other side of that, though, right, is people cheat, and it happens. You know why it happens? Is make them a bad person. They do it because it's fun. That's exactly the reason why they cheat. They do it because it's fun and they're being selfish. Now, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not excusing it or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that keep the excitement in your situation. Keep it fun, keep it light. And then, I mean, you're always gonna have the serious times, but it's times where you can introduce something new. Like, we're downtown, there's always something new going on downtown, right? And like this summer is gonna be popping. So get out the house, you know, plan something spontaneous. Go get some coffee and a beer, something like that. But keep it, you know, keep it fresh, keep it nice and exciting. So, that's my confession.
Oh, shut up.